So I've got enough meat here for 2 lunches for myself, 2 meals for the entire family. I'm making stock. Let's talk about cooking meat and saving money. Hey guys, today I want to quickly walk you through how I prep my chicken to go in the Instant Pot so that I can have it cooked and ready to go in my freezer for meals. First of all, I was gonna stock up on a big box of frozen chicken because it was on sale. I'm putting half a cup of water in my Instant Pot just so that there's enough moisture in there to pressurize. So there was a sale going on at a grocery store here in Canada. It's called No Frills, and they had a box of frozen chicken legs on for $17 for 5 kilograms, which worked out to about $1.70 per pound, something like that. Anyway, that's unheard of to get chicken or any meat under $2 a pound, like $1.70, that's dirt cheap. So I thought, I need to do that. I need to buy a box, maybe get a couple, stock up, get my freezer stocked up with cooked meat, and it'll be great. I was gonna show you how to do that in the Instant Pot, just cook your frozen meat. Well, yeah, I went to No Frills, they didn't have any. I went to another No Frills, and they didn't have any. And then I was contemplating driving to another store that was an additional 35-minute drive away. At this point, it was getting close to supper time. And I'm like, what in the world am I doing? I'm wasting so much time just to save, what, $10 to $15 on meat? This is ridiculous. No, I'm going home. So I didn't. I ended up at Costco later that day. So I bought this package of drumsticks. And yeah, I paid $15 for this because the package was $5 off right now, which worked out to about $2.50 per pound. Obviously not as cheap as what I was originally hoping to get, but I was there and I got it, and I didn't waste 3 hours of my afternoon driving around trying to find the cheap meat. How much is your time worth? I don't know about you, but I don't have time to be spending 3 hours driving around the city, spending that money on gas as well, just to find the cheapest deal on meat. This is still a good deal on meat, and it was there, easy to acquire, easy to cook. So all I've done is I've put, like I said, half a cup of water in my Instant Pot. I sprinkled some salt and pepper on my chicken, what are these? Drumsticks, chicken legs, chicken drumsticks. So I put salt and pepper on. Now I'm going to set a manual timer for 30 minutes and I'm gonna walk away. And when I come back to this being cooked, the meat will literally fall off the bone, at least it should, if all goes according to plan. So let's see here, manual, I'm gonna increase this to 30 minutes and I'm gonna let it cook. I'll see you after this has pressurized, cooked, and then unsealed so that I can show you what I do with the meat after. All right, my Instant Pot finished cooking about 20 minutes ago. It still hasn't released all of the pressure. I've just been doing a natural pressure release, but 20 minutes, that's definitely long enough. So I am going to switch this to venting and just let the pressure release the rest of the way here. And then I'm gonna start pulling the chicken out of here. There we go. So, obviously, this chicken is boiling hot. So I'm going to take it out of here, toss it in a bowl, and let it cool off a little bit before I start taking it off of the bone. In addition to getting really beautiful, juicy, tender chicken out of this, I'm also getting broth, and I'm going to be throwing the bones back into the pot along with the broth and some extra water and some vegetables to turn this into a really nice chicken stock as well. So I'm getting budget cut of meat, and then I'm getting a bonus of chicken stock as well. Chicken stock is expensive, you guys. So if you have bone-in meat, that you can make stock with yourself, why not? It is a great way to save money, and it is way more nutritious than buying chicken stock at the store. So I'm planning to use this chicken for things like quesadillas, pasta, salad. I'll portion it out and have it in the freezer so that it's easy to grab and go for meals when I need it. And then I'm gonna use this stock to make some soup. And yeah, it only takes a short amount of time to get it all cooked and not a lot of money. So if you have been someone who has purchased pre-cooked chicken in the past, like I used to sometimes buy the chicken breast, cooked chicken breast at Costco. It is so ridiculously expensive to buy the cooked stuff now. Just regular frozen chicken breast is so expensive already, and then to pay for it to already be cooked, it's double the price. So definitely save yourself some money and just cook it yourself. It's not very hard. Okay, I'm gonna leave this to just cool for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back and take it off of the bones. My chicken's almost cool enough to handle, so before I do that, I'm going to chop some onion and carrots into my Instant Pot, just so that I can get a little more flavor into this stock. So I'm doing 1 onion. You don't have to take the skin off unless there's like obviously mold visible. Sometimes there's mold under that top layer of skin, but this one looks fine. So I'm just gonna throw that in there, and a couple of ugly carrots from the fridge. Slice them up a little bit. And then I'm going to put all of the bones and skin back into there. And here I'm going to be putting all of the meat into this bowl. I won't make you watch me do all of this, but you get the idea. I'm just taking any kind of goopy skin bits off. Be careful with your meat, because sometimes the bones, when it's this well cooked in the Instant Pot, they can tend to slip past you if you're not careful. So just be very discerning that you don't end up with bones in your meat. Otherwise, somebody might not be very happy to find a chicken bone in their meal when they thought they were going to be having boneless chicken. But yeah, here's my bone and some cartilage and junk. Just clean it off as best as you can and repeat until it's done. I'm on the last chicken drumstick here now, so all that liquid that was in the bowl, I'm just gonna take that out, and then take the last of the skin and bones off of here. Then I'm going to fill up my Instant Pot with water, and I'll turn it back on to make some stock. I'm not really fussy about getting every last little bit of meat off of my bones, because a little bit of extra chicken in the pot when you're making stock adds a lot of flavor. So I don't really worry about getting every last little bit off. Okay, now I'm going to fill this up. I think no, it doesn't quite reach. There we go. Now I'm gonna turn this on for 45 minutes, I think. We will let that do its thing. Now I've got this bowl of chicken here, and I'm going to portion this out for meals so that I can put this chicken in the freezer. I think for quesadillas, and this is gonna obviously be different for everyone, if you have an idea of how much meat you use for a meal, just go with those amounts. So for us, this container is gonna be for chicken quesadillas, and I think around 350 grams is a reasonable amount for us. I know that we don't need a whole pound of meat, because once you fill the tortilla up with cheese, a pound of meat is more than we need for one meal. So I think maybe I'll do 2 containers actually. And whether we use them for quesadillas or we use it for pasta, it's a good amount, I think, either way. So that's, okay, I need 100 grams more. That's 350. And then I'm gonna do a couple of small ones, and this will just be for salads. This is something that I can easily add to a vegetable salad when I don't have anything else that I can grab for lunch. So I tend to do about 125 grams of meat for a salad. And I find that to be a good amount of protein in a meal. Helps keep me full, especially if it's just lettuce and, you know, a few random vegetables and chicken. Then you need a bit more substance if you don't have any carbs. I do get enough carbs in a day, but I try to not have them at every single meal because then I just want to eat them all the time. Okay, this is 103. Take a tiny bit from here. There. So I've got enough meat here for 2 lunches for myself, 2 meals for the entire family. I'm making stock for soup, and I did that all with a budget pack of meat. And I'm curious what you do with your meat. Do you use your bones? Do you have other ways of making your food budget stretch, especially when it comes to meat? Because I find meat is one of the most expensive things to buy. When this stock is done cooking, I'm going to let it do a natural pressure release. I'm not going to release the pressure on my own. That's just gonna make sure that I don't have liquid streaming out of here, because that makes it a pain to clean if you end up with stuff clogging up in your valves. Ask me how I know. If you wanna know what I do with my stock after it's finished cooking, let me know in the comments and I can make another video explaining how I get it ready to use for actually making soup. But I'm gonna leave it at that today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again next time. Bye.